Hello, welcome back to Cosmetic World, your trusted source for hair color tutorials and advice. I'm Josh, and today we're going to properly run through how to mix Wella Blondor bleach for salon quality results every time. So let's get started. Whether you're lifting natural levels, creating soft highlights, or doing a full transformation, proper lightener mixing is crucial to achieving controlled lift. I'll guide you step by step to help you master blonder mixing, delivering optimal results and protecting your hair health, which is key to long-lasting results. So let's get started. Wella Blondor is a high-performance lightening system trusted by colorists worldwide. Its multi-blonde powder lightener is formulated for up to 7 levels of controlled lift. Its special formula includes anti-yellow molecules which neutralize warm tones during processing, leaving your hair with a lovely natural look. Blondor can be used for both on-scalp and off-scalp applications, depending on developer strength and the consistency of your mixture. It is a versatile, dependent lightener, but choosing the correct developer is key to customizing your lift and protecting the integrity of your hair. Let's run through the different developer strengths that you can use with this product, allowing you to select the one that works best for you. We would always recommend consulting a professional before using any of these products to ensure that you get the results that you're looking for. The most commonly used developer for Wella Blondor bleach is the Free Lights range, developed by Wella themselves. This is a clay-based lightener, ideal for balayage and freehand techniques. This system is designed not to swell or transfer, making it ideal for open air techniques without using foil. Wella also makes Welloxon Perfect, which is ideal for foiling and for global application, as well as intense lift. The different options of developer that Free Lights comes in are as follows. There is a 6% or 20 volume, which is ideal for on-scalp applications. There's also 9% or 30 volume, which is for stronger lifts. This is ideal for off-scalp application on darker bases. There is also 12% or 40 volume, which is for maximum application, which must be applied off-scalp only and never applied on-scalp. As well as Wella's own branded developers, you can also use alternative developers, such as this Mu Mute, which we carry at Cosmetic World, also available in the strengths that I mentioned before. Please check out our website, cosmeticworld.ca, for different options of developers that you can mix with these products. We would always recommend consulting a professional before using any of these products to ensure that you'll get the results that you're looking for and that you're handling these products safely. As a good rule of thumb, we always recommend doing a strand test first. This will evaluate the level of lift that it will apply to your hair so that you can see beforehand what the end result will be. The amount of Blondor bleach powder that you require will tend to vary from around 30 grams to 70 grams, depending on the type of application and how much hair you wish to apply it to. Regardless of how much Blondor bleach powder that you use, you will want to follow correct mixing ratios to ensure accurate results every time. Mixing Blondor correctly is key to achieving smooth, even lift across all application types. The standard mixing ratio varies from 1 part powder to 1.5 parts developer, all the way to 1 part powder and 2 parts developer. This will vary depending on the type of application you decide to use when applying it to your hair. A 1 to 1.5 mixing ratio will give you a thicker consistency and is ideal for precision application such as foiling or hand painting. This helps the bleach to stay in place and provides a controlled lift. A 1 to 2 scale ratio produces a creamier texture, which is ideal for global application. This consistency allows for smooth spreadability and increased speed of application, ideal for when time is limited. Before we proceed with the full mixing process, let's just quickly run through the tools that you will need. One of the most important pieces of equipment that you will need to ensure that this process is carried out accurately is a professional digital scale. Today we're going to be using the Babulous Pro, which is regularly used in salons around the world and is a very reliable tool to have in your salon. The reason why a digital scale is essential for this mixing process in particular is because you're going to be measuring out the amount of powder that you need, because it will vary depending on the application that you're looking for with your hair, as opposed to having it already measured out, as in lots of other hair color applications. Another key component is using a non-metallic mixing bowl. The reason why it's non-metallic instead of metallic is that metallic elements could upset the chemistry of your mixture, and we wouldn't want that. So having something non-metallic just ensures that nothing gets affected and that your mixture is exactly as it should be and will give you the results that you're looking for. We are also going to need a pair of protective gloves. When using bleaches, sometimes it's good to have 2 or 3 pairs of protective gloves, especially if there are any spillages. This will ensure that your hands stay protected throughout the whole process. I would recommend having a few pairs handy just to ensure that you have protection throughout this process. A very key component in the process is a tint brush. This will be used for both mixing of your powder into the developer as well as applying it to the hair. The width of your tint brush will depend on the type of application you're looking for. The one that I'm holding is slightly on the wider side, and this is good for full hair applications. You may want something slightly narrower if you're only applying in subtle streaks to the hair. You're also going to need a non-metallic measuring cup so that you can measure out your developer and so that you can quantify correctly for the results that you're looking for. You will also need some tissue handy. You can also use the timer app on your phone to ensure that your processing times are accurate. This is key to getting the best results for your hair. So let's start our Wella Blondor bleach mixing process by putting our protective gloves on. So we know that our Wella Blondor bleach mixes at a 1 to 1.5 or 1 to 2 scale. For this video, we're going to be mixing at a 1 to 2 scale ratio. We already know that the amount of Wella Blondor bleach powder will vary between 30 and 70 grams depending on the application. Today we're going to be taking 40 grams of powder and then mixing it with our developer at a 1 to 2 ratio, which will require 80 milliliters of developer. So let's get started. So let's place our mixing bowl on our scale. So we've placed our mixing bowl on our scale. Now let's set that to 0. We're now going to measure out 40 grams of Blondor bleach powder into our mixing bowl. So let's do that now. When you're pouring directly out into the mixing bowl, ensure you pour quite slowly to ensure that you can be accurate with the amount that you're pouring and that you don't overdo it. So I'm gently going to just shake the bottle. Okay, so 33. Almost there, just a little bit more. Again, being very gentle so we don't overdo it. That's perfect. We've just hit the 40 mark, so we know that we're accurate in the amount of powder that we've poured into our mixing bowl. If your Wella Blondor bleach doesn't have a small outlet for you to pour out the powder, you can use a small spoon and scoop it out in stages. Now let's move on to pouring the Free Lights developer into our mixing bowl. Given that we are mixing at a 1 to 2 scale ratio and having 40 grams of bleach powder in our bowl, we know that we're going to need 80 milliliters of developer. So let's get started on that. Okay, again, spreading it around the bowl, which will make it easier to stir with our tint brush when we get to that stage in a moment. Okay. As it evenly spread across the bowl, we're almost there. Okay, just a little bit more. And this last bit, you just want to put out just a small amount in stages, just so that you can be really accurate, almost like pouring petrol out of a pump into your car, just the last few bits before you have the amount that you need. Okay. Now that we have our developer and our bleach powder in the bowl, let's begin. So the best rule of thumb here is just to gently stroke it in initially, so you can create an initial sort of blend, if you will, sort of brushing, so you can brush backwards and forwards, because initially you don't really want the bleach powder to start to leak out the sides. You just want to keep it all quite contained whilst it takes to the developer and liquefies into a lovely mixture. You can drag those pieces from the end in as well. And gently drag the developer into the mixture. Take your time, and as you can see, it starts to kind of form into a nice paste. If you find that your mixture is slightly on the lumpier side at the moment, and you see it collecting on the tint brush, as you can see, the mixture is slightly collected on the tint brush. Use a small non-metallic tool and just scrape the mixture off of your tint brush. Always keep a small piece of paper handy, and this can be used to clean up any tools that you use throughout the process. Just now looking like the right consistency that we're looking for with our mixture. Now it's ready for application. Now that your Blondor is properly mixed, let's move on to application and processing times. For virgin hair, begin applying to mid-lengths and ends first. Once the lift begins, return to apply at the roots. Please note that scalp heat will accelerate the lightening. For regrowth touch-ups, apply to new growth only, using clean, narrow sections. Avoid overlapping onto previously lightened hair. For foils and highlights, use the slightly thicker 1 to 1.5 mixing ratio. This will allow for better control and saturation of the hair. Work in fine slices or weaves for an even lift overall. For balayage or open air painting, use a 1 to 2 scale ratio, like the one that we have here. A slightly thinner consistency, the 1 to 1.5 scale ratio. This will allow for smoother application. You can also feather the lightener for a soft blended lift application to your hair. Processing time for Wella Blondor bleach should not exceed 50 minutes. To ensure the best results occur for your hair, check the hair every 5 to 10 minutes to see the amount of lift that has already taken place to the hair, and if you would wish to continue with that or keep it as it is. Do not use any heat on your hair, as this could cause an uneven lift and risk damaging the hair integrity. After the desired lift is achieved, run through thoroughly with lukewarm water until it runs clear. At cosmeticworld.ca, we stock a range of bond care system shampoos and conditioners that you can use alongside this product. Please check our website for more information about these products. Use a colour-safe, sulfate-free shampoo and conditioner to protect the integrity of your hair and the longevity of the bleach. Best practice is to wait 48 hours before shampooing again, just to protect the bleach in your hair. We recommend using weekly bond treatments to protect the elasticity and the strength of your hair. And that's your complete guide to mixing and applying Wella Blondor bleach like a professional hair colorist. If you're unsure about any of these timings or any of the information in this video, always check with the manufacturer's information before using any of these products. If you have any questions about how to use these products, please leave a comment below and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. We hope that you find this video helpful. Please like and subscribe for more content like this. Also, check the links in the description for more information and tutorials about how to use these products and other similar professional products on the market. At cosmeticworld.ca, we offer a range of salon quality tools, including hair care, hair color, and other tools that you might need in your salon. Please check us out today.